Welcome to Homeschool Nolan, here to help you navigate learning in the digital age. I work in tech, and I've seen a lot of ups and downs in this industry over the past few decades. Right now, it seems we're in another down cycle as companies, big and small, have been laying off workers. And with that, I recently saw this headline in Wired magazine, quote, "Finding a tech job is still a nightmare." Now, what stood out to me was what one computer science major had to say in this article after attending a job fair conference. Here's what it said. Carrie Grozweska, a senior at Vanderbilt University studying computer science and economics, says she attended the conference and arrived at the expo hall 15 minutes early one day, only to see that a line to speak with companies was already several hours long. The vibe, Grozweska says, has shifted from the year before. She felt discouraged, particularly because she does not have a job offer for when she graduates next year. "I have done everything right studying computer science," she says, including following advice to work on personal projects, pursue internships, and join clubs. Grozweska says she is disheartened by the state of the job market she will soon enter. Now, I know there are a lot of young people out there who are still planning or have been preparing for a career in tech, and some of them may now be reconsidering given what's going on right now. So in this video, I'd like to offer some perspectives as an older worker on what you should consider and what you can expect if you're thinking about getting into this industry. But first, what do we mean by tech industry? After all, just about every industry, whether it's manufacturing, banking, or insurance, uses computers in some sort of tech today. Well, when most people hear the phrase tech company, they're usually thinking of a company that's headquartered in Silicon Valley, where their primary output is software or hardware for a broad market. Apple is probably the best example. Tech companies may also give away their software for free in return for using your personal data to sell ads. Companies like Google and Facebook come to mind. Now, within the tech industry, there are always hundreds, if not thousands of smaller startup companies that are always trying to become that next big tech company. And they're usually funded by venture capitalists based in Silicon Valley, hoping to reap the rewards by investing in the next Google. For the past few decades, the tech industry has been very attractive to young people because it's proven to be the best place to be where you can make a lot of money very quickly at a young age. Some of the richest people in the world today, men like Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg, became billionaires at a young age by starting their own tech companies. And in the process, they created thousands of millionaires among their young employees. But here's the truth. You're more likely to get laid off than become a millionaire by working in tech. The fact is, about 90% of tech startups eventually fail. And when they do, they have to lay off their workers. For every mega success story like a Microsoft or Amazon, there are hundreds of failed companies that you've never heard of. Now, during boom times, getting laid off is usually not that big of a deal, as workers can shrug it off and simply find a new job. But when times are tough, like right now, all the companies seem to lay off at the same time together, making it harder to find another job. Now, taking on risk is a requirement to getting rich. And most people who go into tech know what they're signing up for. In exchange for the risk of working for a company that might go bust, the tech industry at least can give you the excitement of being a part of a team that can potentially change the world. Perhaps more importantly, working in tech gives you the opportunity to learn new skills. But here's the truth. You can also become obsolete very quickly in tech if you're not careful and fail to adapt. That's because the tech industry by nature is always trying to disrupt existing technologies with something new and better. For example, 15 years ago, I joined a hot company that speeded up the performance of computer networks between offices. For the first few years, we helped customers solve a real problem, and in the process, a lot of people at our company made a lot of money. I became an expert at selling their product and was feeling pretty optimistic about working there for a long time. But then, almost overnight, the company's growth came to a halt, and along came waves of layoffs as disruptive new technologies like cloud computing changed the way companies access data over their networks. Fortunately for me, I did see the writing on the wall in time to learn cloud computing on my own so I could get another job. But the important lesson was that the years I spent learning how to sell and deploy a particular solution almost became irrelevant had I not pivoted to something else. If you want to have a long, successful career in tech, you must be willing to learn new stuff and adapt. Tech isn't like other industries like law, medicine, or government, where years of experience usually makes you more valuable and respected. On the contrary, being older can sometimes make you a bigger target for layoffs. Over the years, tech companies have been accused of ageism for favoring younger workers who are usually cheaper and better able to learn new skills. But here's the truth. All of us will eventually get older. So, if you fail to hit the jackpot and make a lot of money when you're younger, you will eventually lose the advantages of being young as you get older. Layoffs can happen at any age, but as you get older, it becomes harder to pivot to something else when something doesn't work out. The end result is that you will likely find working in tech to become even more stressful as you get older. Now, most of the jobs in tech over the past few decades have been related to coding. Whenever a new platform was introduced, whether it was the personal computer, the internet, or the smartphone, it created a need for new programmers and new software engineers to develop new applications for them. But here's the truth. Because of artificial intelligence and globalization, the golden age of abundant programming jobs is over. AI systems can now write the code that used to require an army of entry-level programmers to write. But perhaps more importantly, the recent COVID-19 pandemic has normalized tech workers working remotely away from the office. What this means is that companies can now hire programmers from anywhere in the world that has an internet connection. The end result is increased competition for jobs and driving wages down. Now, don't get me wrong. There will continue to be a demand for talented programmers and software engineers, but the barrier to entry will be much higher, requiring candidates to be really good if you want to get one of those high-paying jobs. So in summary, the tech industry is still probably the best place to work if you want to try to make a lot of money very quickly at a young age. But young people thinking about jumping in should be aware of the odds of success and the risks that increase as you get older. That said, nothing worth achieving comes without at least some risk. I hope this video has been helpful if you're a young person thinking about a career in tech today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to click subscribe for more videos like this one. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.